Hey everybody, it's Jess, your big gay trucker today for the LGBTQ plus truck driver network. I am coming to you today from the medical center of Bowling Green, as I am in the hospital. Um, Bobby is working and Ricky is sleeping, and we got Derek is out working today as well. So I figured, I've got exactly nowhere to be, and so I thought, what the hell? So also today we have a special guest who has, I think, joined us maybe once or twice, but just kind of, like a sitting off to the side kind of thing. But today she's going to be front urban center. We got Miss Ashley today.
Hi, everyone.
And so Ashley is going to be co-hosting with me and talking with Miss Samantha Norris. She is a insurance salesperson, I can call her. She is based out of Jacksonville, Florida, and she travels between Jacksonville, Florida, and Houston, Texas. And so it's right along Bobby and Ricky's lane of travel now, literally to and from. And so they met Bobby in Jacksonville, and they were talking with each other. And he asked her, "Hey, how would you like to be on a podcast? See if what we can do with you." And she's like, "Absolutely." So I've been in contact with her ever since. And so we are going to bring on Miss Samantha Norris now, who is, by the way, one of the sweetest people I've ever been messaging with. Nothing like messaging Ashley. Um, all right, so we'll bring on Miss Samantha Norris now.
Hi, how are you guys?
Hey, Samantha. So, just so you know, I don't know if Bobby told you or not, right now, we are live on 7 different platforms. And then once we go off live, we will download the recordings and you will actually be on a podcast that goes across probably about 30 different platforms.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you are getting a span of major people today just to get to hear you. Um,
Yes.
so if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, who you work for, and what you do exactly, that'd be great.
Yes, so my name is Sam. I'm actually a mom, and I'm a mom of two boys, very hyper boys. And then I also do life insurance as well. So everything we kind of do is the company name is American Income, and we're actually Lloyd Agencies is my boss's agency name is Sabrina Lloyd. But we do insurance across the country. We're mainly in like Baytown, Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, all the way up to Kentucky, Massachusetts, and all kind of just like scattered everywhere, and especially in Chicago, and then also in Jacksonville, Florida, all the way down to Vero Beach and Ocala
Okay.
is
And
our main
so,
three spots.
is there like a specific company that you work with specifically other than American Income? Like,
Oh
is
no,
there a certain. No?
no, we just mainly work with American Income, but everything that we do is designed to personally just meet for our drivers' needs. Like we know as truck drivers, you guys do have like one of the most dangerous jobs in the country. So we know you guys don't have time to come to an office and sit down and talk about insurance. So we just make our ways to the truck stops just to kind of be in your guys' office.
That's kind of cool. And it's really something handy when, we're walking in and out and stuff like that. And I'm sure you probably. Where do you set up most? Like the TA Petros, Loves, which one?
So in it kind of depends, but we're mainly at like the TAs and then also like flying J's and pilots in Texas and in our areas like I'm assuming that would be north of me. Yeah, north like in the northern states. So it'll be like pilots, flying J's, TAs. Those are our main stops that we do work at.
Okay. How long have you been doing this?
So I have been doing insurance for almost 2 years now. And It was not my dream to become a life insurance agent, but I was a nurse and I was working over 140 hours every 2 weeks and had no time for my family. So it was time for a change.
Right, right. No, I fully understand it. I did that for 16 years. And Bobby understands. Me and him both, we did it for 16 years. Worked more hours than we knew what to do with. And so, yeah, I get it. And right now, as you can see, I'm actually in the hospital right now. So, what kind of better person to be asking about insurance than, somebody right now. Um, so, so is it just life insurance? Do you do any other kind of insurance for truckers?
So actually, everything that we do is like a package. So we have a package that is literally four things in one price. So obviously, you do get a life insurance portion of it, but we also do something where if you guys were to get injured in like any type of accident, whether you're on the truck or off the truck, because most companies only cover their drivers on the truck.
Hmm.
So if you slip and fall off your truck, you're not covered for that unless you're driving the truck. So what we do is we come in and we fill in any gaps that your insurances may cover or may not cover even. And we know with most like owner operators and stuff, they don't even have health insurance. So we give a medical discount card that actually helps you guys save up to 85% off on like dental, vision, chiropractic care. Um, and then we can also order like diabetes supplies off of it, hearing aids, vitamins, MRIs and CT scans, durable medical equipment, and also and pharmacy medications as well. So,
Okay,
and
that's
then we do
nice.
the income replacement program. So, if you were to get injured, whether you're on the truck or off the truck, we actually pay you guys money until you guys were able to go back to work. So, say like right now, if you had our insurance, Mr. Jess, we would be paying you if your injury was related to an accident. So, if you were in the hospital for 1 full week, we would pay you $3,500 for that week, 14,000 for a month, or 182,000 for a year.
That's more than I make on a truck. Go ahead, Ashley.
Yeah.
I see the wheels turning in your head. You have a question.
I really don't. I don't. I know nothing
So
about insurance.
Ashley is
Really?
actually going to be a student driver here soon. She's going to be going to truck driving school. So, if there is there anything that you can offer someone that is just starting out and is in like not sure what to do for health insurance when it comes to the trucking industry?
Yeah, so definitely like that's our jobs as insurance agent is to basically spread the knowledge because insurance is definitely not something people enjoy talking about.
Right.
And we understand that, but that's what we're here for is to make people comfortable about having the conversation. Because I didn't know nothing about insurance until I turned 18 and actually 19 because I got, yeah, when I was pregnant with my first son and I was having a whole lot of like life threatening complications. My mother in law flat out asked me, she was like, "Do you even have insurance?" And I just looked at her. I'm like, No, I don't even know what you're talking about. And she's like, "Yeah, no, we're getting you insurance." And comes to find out, like, I died 3 times with my first son because I had an emergency C-section and something, I had major complications.
Oh my
And
God.
if I didn't have that in place, then they wouldn't have no money to take care of like my funeral expenses or anything like that to give my son a jump start in his life.
So what? I don't know how to put this. What kind of normal questions do you get from truckers that are actually inquisitive and not, just trying to blow smoke up your ass kind of thing?
Yeah, so most of the questions we get is kind of like, how much is it? Because a lot of companies try to like upcharge, so to say. But with us, our whole life, because we do like two different types of insurance. We do whole life and then term life. But we
Hmm.
also the package automatically comes with that income replacement program. to make sure you guys are protected. So we mainly get like, um, well, I don't know if I'll be able to qualify because I have diabetes, high blood pressure, or this amount of stuff. But actually, what we do as a company is we understand that most truck drivers, one, have diabetes, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol because I'm just being honest, most truck drivers don't eat the healthiest on the road because it's mainly junk food. And not
That's
a
how
lot
I
of truck
ended up here.
drivers, huh?
That's how I ended up here.
Yeah. Because it's they don't a lot of the truck stops just like have like Popeyes or just a lot of junk food, fast food around. So I mean, I can't blame you guys because my husband's a truck driver too. That's actually what I got kind of more interested in, like doing the life insurance and stuff, being that I was traveling in the truck with him and our kids, which don't do that. That's bad. That's a bad idea, especially if they're young.
So I do have a
But
question for you. Are there different tiers of coverage, or how does that work?
yeah, there's always different tiers. So everything is based off your age and your smoking status. And the reason why it is based off of those two things is because everything is different. So if you're a tobacco user, then there's a little bit more risk than as if you weren't a tobacco user. And then there's always different coverage amounts. You can get insurance as little as $3,000 of whole life insurance, all the way up to a half a million if you wanted it.
Oh wow, that's a very
don't
big difference.
don't get any ideas actually.
I was talking for myself when I get out on the road, like just
Okay.
in case if something happens to me. I mean, it's
Just double
covered.
check and making sure you're not getting any ideas in the back of your head.
No, that would be Bobby, not me.
So somebody had asked that if they are not actually in the industry themselves, can they still purchase insurance of any kind through you?
Yeah, definitely. So I actually have like my family covered as well because nobody in my family knew what life insurance was, and none of them are truck drivers. One, my mom works at the hospital, and then my dad works for the city. So anybody can get insurance through us. Our packages are just mainly towards truck drivers because our CEO realized that after COVID hit, truck drivers are the main people that do keep our country going.
Right.
So when everybody was at a standstill, they were the only ones really working besides the medical professionals
This is
and
very
police
true.
officers and stuff like that. And a cool thing about our company is that we're the only unionized company, insurance company in the nation. So what that means is our prices are automatically going to be fit for the working person and they're not going to be outrageous like other companies.
That's
So
pretty cool.
whenever you purchase it, is the rate locked in at that time, or does it fluctuate?
So it depends on what insurance that you get. So if you were to get whole life insurance, then obviously that's going to lock in your health, your age, and your rate for the rest of your life. So you don't even have to deal with it again unless you really want to. So the cool thing about whole life is that it actually accumulates something called cash value. So what cash value is it's actually interest that is built on a whole life policy. So every dollar that you're actually putting into your whole life policy, you're earning cash value on that. So you're with us, you will earn the legal maximum, which is a 3.75% compounded annually. So every dollar that you are putting into your policy, you're earning 3.75% on that. And then obvious with term life, so kind of like how I explained the two is whole life is like having a house and term is like renting an apartment. So with term policies, they do come in terms such as like 4, 10, or 20 years. And during that term, you will pay a set premium. But when the policy is due to renew, you would be paying a higher premium because now you are, we'll just say 10 times older. If you got like a 10-year term plan, you'll pay that set premium for 10 years. And then if nothing happened to you, then nobody's getting any money. And then when it's due to renew, you'll be paying a higher premium because you are now 10 times older.
So in the long run, a whole life is actually where it sets it in stone right then and there, and it doesn't change.
Yeah, so when you turn, so like we'll just use my age for example. Like I'm 25. So when I turn 80, I'm still going to be paying as I got my whole life insurance at 24. So when I turn 80, I'm still going to be paying as if I'm 24 years old.
Okay,
That's
that's
amazing.
kind of cool. What
Yeah.
what happens when you're like 42, but your body acts like it's, I don't know, 97?
Yeah, so we work with certain things like high blood pressure, diabetes, and cholesterol and other health issues, depending
Mm-hmm.
on when you were diagnosed and how long you've been diagnosed for and the type of medications. Now, there's
Okay.
some things that we can't work with, like cancers and stuff like that, because then the risk is just way too high and it's too late to try to get insurance.
Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. Um, that's one thing that's very important to truck drivers that I know, at least with me, is the fact that if I'm going to be paying for something, I would
Hmm.
like for it to be the same all the time.
Exactly.
Because I hate to, it be different this month or next year or something down the line. It's something different, and it's like I would like for it just to stay the same no matter what.
Yeah, so with us, it would stay the same. The only way it would change as if you like. So, for instance, with our company, most companies you have to call like a 1-800 number to get a hold of somebody. With
Right.
me, you guys would have my cell phone number, so I would be your guys' direct agent. So, any like comments, concerns, updates regarding your policy, you guys would just call me directly, and I would get everything handled for you, especially like claims, anything like that, you would just call me directly.
That's kind of cool. So, how
Yeah.
much would it like? Let's just go ahead and I'll use me as an example, because it actually really kind of doesn't count at the moment. 42 years old. Um, yes, tobacco user with high blood pressure, and that's about it right now.
Just high blood pressure? Okay. So basically, the packages I would show you would be anywhere. I can't give you one exactly because I'm not able to pull up your numbers like right now.
Right.
But the packages would normally go from anywhere from $50 to $100 a month. And
Oh wow.
unless you wanted like a more, what's the word? More
More
upgraded
intensive.
package, then the worst I've seen that was probably my highest one is about like 150 a month.
Okay. Now, does
But
that
that's still
include?
not
Is
bad.
that include health insurance, life insurance,
So
AD&D, everything?
yeah, so basically, what it would include, we don't do health insurance exactly, but we give you that medical discount card that does give you discounts. It's not health insurance, but it does help you save on that out of pocket cost.
Right.
And then you get the income replacement, the accidental death, and then we also just brought back this program that's actually very good, is a certificate for $2,000 of accidental death and dismemberment, and this does have a living benefit for you as well. And we actually allow you to give it up to 10 people for free for no cost to you or them.
Okay.
Okay. And with the accidental dismemberment, this actually protects you if you were to get in an accident, whether it's fatal or non-fatal. If it was fatal, then it'll automatically be paid out to your beneficiary on top of whatever coverage you have. But the if it, you say for instance you got in a car accident and it wasn't fatal, but you lost two hands, 2 feet, both of your eyesight, and both of your eyes, then we would pay out that 2,000 accidental benefit straight to you.
If that happens, somebody shoot me. That just sounds horrible.
It really does.
Shit. There ain't
Um,
worth.
so
There's no. I ain't walking anywhere.
But
is there
if you were to lose like one limb, then we would pay you $1,000. And the cool thing about this certificate is that you can up it per. So if you wanted to up it to 25,000,
Hmm.
it would only be $1. So you'll be paying an extra 20 on top of whatever coverage you have. It would be only $25 extra to have the full 25,000 of accidental and dismemberment. And this certificate's also included in the program as well. And then you get the income replacement, accidental death, and the life insurance policy.
Well, now, and I heard you say that you had just brought it back. So, is it something that's only going to be around for a limited amount of time?
No, they just stopped doing it for a while during COVID. They stopped doing it during COVID because I don't remember the reason why, but they just brought it back now because they're seeing that it's a lot more needed for the drivers to have that extra
Yeah.
little cushion of
There's
coverage.
a lot more. I mean, I would say, yes, because there's a lot more traffic out on the roads again and stuff like that. There's like a bunch of freaking complete morons out there who don't know how to drive.
Exactly.
And then, we have more of the complete freaking morons that don't know how to drive who drive 18 wheelers. So, it
Yeah,
just comes in, and then, those who drive like, FedEx box trucks and stuff who think they know what they're doing, but they really don't.
Exactly.
Um, That's where they get some bad wig hairlines. Um, but anyway, Ashley, you were going to ask the question.
yeah. I was gonna ask about what are the disqualifications? Like, what would make it?
Disqualifications. So, like I was saying a little bit earlier, it's kind of like cancer, tumors, unexplained masses, things like that. And it's kind of hard to say exactly. And I only say that because um, it kind of depends on the person because everybody is different. So it does depend on like I know part and some of it depends on like how many arrests or DUIs that you do have. Um, it just kind of depends on the person, to be honest with you. Because one, I've seen people that I thought were going to be disqualified get approved. So it's kind of hard to say exactly because everybody is different.
So, is there any like automatic disqualifiers?
Cancer. That's the main one I've seen. Is that's the immediate disqualification. Is
So,
cancer.
but that means you have to have it already.
Yeah, you have to have it
Okay.
already.
Okay,
Okay.
so what if it?
But if you okay, so for that, like say you already bought the insurance, and then a year later you get diagnosed with cancer, we can't take the policy away from you. It's yours
Right.
because you were diagnosed afterwards.
And that would also probably be where that, the whole, it comes in where they pay you if you come in off the road because of what's going on.
Yeah, so we do have terminal illness riders and stuff like that that would be paid out to you as well.
Okay.
If you were to get diagnosed with like a terminal illness and you have 6 to 24 months less to live, then we'll pay out half of your death benefit straight to you so you can spend it on the best medical care or just live your last lives. A little bit of
Right.
time that you have left to do whatever. Go wild. Go to Costa
Okay.
Rica.
That's awesome.
Actually, you were going to ask something else. I was just waiting for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as far as the cancer is concerned, can like if you were previously diagnosed with cancer, but you were currently in remission from cancer, would that still be a disqualifier, or would that?
So it would depend on how long ago and how long you had to do chemo and radiation for. Only because, like I said, some depending on what type of cancer it is, then it will be an automatic disqualifier. Um, and I've mainly seen that for like, what is the name of it? Like like the melanonin. I think that's how you pronounce it. Skin
Melanoma?
cancer. Yeah, melanoma. That one. Um, tumors like in the brain. I know that's a for sure no. Um,
So here's my question about that then. So insurance is supposed to be something that helps you out and everything else like that. So
mhm.
it's like not everyone, it's not like it's someone's fault that they get cancer. So why would they be disqualified and trying to get insurance to help them with something that they just found out they have.
So the reason why they will be a no go is because for the insurance company, it's a major risk for us to insure them because with cancer, you never know how long you do have left to live. So if you were to pass away before your policy was ever fully approved, because it does take 4 to 6 weeks for them to finish the underwriting process for your policy.
Right.
And say you passed away beforehand, we can't pay out the full death benefit to your family. We would only be able to pay out half of it because you passed away way before the policy was even approved.
Okay. So another question then is that my family has had personal issues with
Hmm.
is suicide. If someone commits suicide, does it null and void the insurance policy?
Sometimes it depends on the fine print of that policy. And if so, like I know for us, if you do have it, we do extensive um, paperwork to see when you were diagnosed, how long you've had it, and if the thoughts are still there, then we would consider you as a trial app. But if anything, if say you did commit suicide, God forbid, then the insurance company could exclude that
And
and not have to pay it
the
out.
reason I ask is because um, about 3,400 drivers commit suicide every year out on the road because it is just one of the hardest jobs out there.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
they, I'm sure a lot of them don't go get insurance policies, and then they're like, okay, well now that I have this insurance policy, I'm going to off myself. You know,
Yes.
it's a mental health crisis, and it's a mental health issue that we deal with on a daily basis. And we have teamed with 988, and we see so much of it. And I just, would like to make sure that, in, if it goes by a, customer to customer basis, whether or not, of why the mental health breakdown happened, or was it work related, anything else like that. I was
Mhm.
just wondering, if it, because there's a lot of insurance policies out there that if someone has committed suicide, the family no longer gets anything.
Yeah. So with us, it kind of depends. If it was already diagnosed, then no. But if it was, something that just happened at random, then for the most part, we should pay out.
Okay. Okay.
We haven't had anything like that happen before, but also with my company, we what we do for our drivers and our clients is we actually check up on them. So it's not like the day that get sold a policy, that's the last time you hear from us. No, you hear us on your birthdays, holidays, even sometimes what I do for my clients is I call them maybe like once, maybe twice a month, just to say, hey, how are you? Like, you okay? How's the road out there today? And just like talk to you guys because I know as truck drivers and my husband being one as well, it's hard,
It gets lonely.
especially
It
guys.
really does.
Yeah,
And even like with Bobby and Ricky, they travel together all the time. But I kid you not, I know for a fact from both of those individuals that they can be driving down the road and feel completely alone, even though
exactly.
the other one is like what 4 feet away from them. It's
Yeah.
just that they're always sleeping, or they only pass, when they're switching drivers, or so it
Hmm.
can become a very lonely place. And a lot of drivers get into their head, and they get in this weird, bubbly space, and things happen.
Exactly. I saw that myself when I went out on the truck with my husband. And I had just had my second son. He was probably like 4 months old. And I decided to go out there because already I was already having postpartum depression, which was really, really bad for me because with my first son, I had it really bad to the point where I did almost commit suicide. So with my second son, that's just something that my husband saw, and he's like, yeah, no, like, come out on the truck with me and let's clear your head. And it helped. But then, like, after a few days, it started, like, getting back into that mental
Yeah,
mindset.
yeah,
So I understand exactly what you're talking about because I saw it myself.
yeah. All right. Well, I think we've gotten pretty much the gist of everything. If anybody wants to get a hold of you, please go ahead and tell them how they can get a hold of you.
Oh, yeah. So if anybody would like to get a hold of me, I would say you can email me at Samantha Norris dot AIL. Oh, wait, no, it's LIA, life insurance agent, but it's abbreviated. 11 at gmail.com, or my cell phone number. That's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me is just like shooting me a text or even calling me. I do pick up my phone. And if I don't, it's probably because I am with another client and I will call you guys like right back.
And if anybody wants her cell phone number, we have that. We're not actually going to give it out on the podcast because we're not going to lie. We do get some weirdos out there. Um, One of them's right there in the orange shirt. Um, but
It
what?
says it's orange. Are you colorblind?
Fine, fine, coral.
Thank you.
But
You're just gonna insult
Samantha,
me. Do it correctly.
Samantha, thank you very much for coming on. I know this was your very first broadcast of doing something like this, so I hope you had fun, and I
Yes,
hope you
thank you.
got to see a different side of what the trucking world has to offer in our organization. And so I hope that things work out for you and that you might get some sales and some um, recommendations and stuff like that from us.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. And if you guys ever wanted to learn more as I grow in my career, I'll be more than happy to come back and talk a little bit more.
That
Because
would
we
be awesome.
also, yeah, we do a lot more than just, life insurance. Like, if anybody has like nieces, nephews, or kids, we actually do whole life plans for them as well to give them a head start in their lives, I guess.
That's
That's
kind of cool. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so we do a number of things, and we have other, like, so say if you do not approve, we have other programs that we could show you too to possibly get you started as well.
That's awesome. All right. Well,
Yes.
Miss Samantha, thank you so much for being here today. And
Thank
like
you. I
I,
appreciate it.
no, not a problem. And hopefully you're having good weather down there in Florida today.
Yes,
And
surprisingly.
it's it's a little hazy here in Bowling Green. I'm on one side of Bowling Green, then Ashley is like a few, maybe half a
Oh,
mile away from where I'm at.
yeah.
That's crazy because you guys are actually in my home state. I'm from Sharpsburg, Kentucky, originally.
I'm sorry.
It's not
I'm
too far from there.
I am not the biggest fan of Kentucky after dealing with some of the stuff with the hospital stuff this week. So the
No,
health
I understand.
the health care in this state is absolutely horrible.
Yeah,
So
I know. My brother just had a baby, and they're actually where you're at right now. They just had a baby,
yeah.
so I'm a proud auntie to a little girl.
Well,
Oh,
congratulations.
congrats.
Thank you. I can't wait to get up there and see them and kidnap them, maybe.
Right? Get all the squishies and the kisses and all the hugs.
Yep.
We do that with Ashley too. We get all the squishies and the kisses and the hugs.
No, no.
All right. Well, we
But
thank you
thank you
so much
so
for being
much.
here, Samantha, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having
All right.
me.
Not a problem. All right. So let me see here. Now, Ashley, is there anything that you would like to say before we close out?
No, I don't have anything, I don't think.
Rub those two brain cells together. Come on.
You know this is live, right?
Yep, I do.
All I want to say is thank you for having me and let me co-host with you today. That was a lot of fun for my first time. I enjoyed it.
Well,
Like,
I'm so glad. I'm glad we could, pop your cherry for hosting.
yeah, I would love to come back and do it again in the future and maybe host my own eventually, possibly. We'll
That'd be
see.
good. That'd be good. That way, me, Bobby, and Derek could have a break. That'd be great.
Yeah, y'all
Thanks.
can have a break every once in a while.
Right. That'd be wonderful. All right. Well, I am going to pop you off screen, but thank you very much for joining me today and asking some amazing questions for Miss Samantha. All right, guys. So I want to thank you all for watching today and joining us with Miss Samantha Norris from the American Income Insurance Company. And it was very informative, and I actually learned a couple of things, so that's really good. And I'm actually getting ready to venture into a new part of the industry, so learning a little bit about this stuff so is very helpful. And once again, I always say to everyone who's out there, remember, wherever you are, whoever you are, stand up, stand out, and stand proud.